Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Fans have been wondering which of Kody Brown's 18 children are still dating Robyn Brown after the untimely death of Garrison Brown on Sister Wives. The emotional intricacies of Kody's multiple families, such as the increasing hostility between Robyn and the other family members, have been documented by Sister Wives. As Kody's previous marriages came to an end, Robyn, his fourth and only surviving wife, came to be seen as his favorite. Many of Kody's children seemed to grow more distant from Robyn as their relationship deepened, which resulted in heightened conflict and strained family relationships. Through his marriages to Robyn, Christine, Janelle, and Mary, Kody has 18 children. Logan, Madison, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, Michael T, Paydon, Aspen, and other adult children have openly expressed their disagreement with him and Robyn. Kody later adopted Robyn's 3 children from a previous marriage, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. She also has 2 other children with Kody, Solomon, and Ariella. Over time, tensions between the families have gotten worse. Garrison tragically committed suicide in March 2024, which further widened the emotional gap and sparked concerns about the family's strained bonds. Kody has had a tense connection with his children from past marriages, especially with Robyn Brown, his present wife. Garrison, Gabe, and Gwendolyn are among his elder children who have publicly voiced their animosity toward Robyn. They think Robyn's influence has widened family rifts and they feel abandoned. Notably, Garrison said that Robyn was too responsible for their relationship's collapse, claiming that the older siblings no longer required a father role. These sentiments were echoed by Gabe and Gwendolyn, who criticized Robyn for her victim mentality and apparent partiality for her own children, further separating them from the family. However, Robyn has disclosed that she feels unfairly singled out and harmed by Kody's elder kids. She thinks certain people will always view her as the bad guy, despite her attempts to establish a relationship. The persistent conflict draws attention to how difficult it may be to manage blended family dynamics. Family unity is elusive despite Robyn and Kody's efforts to move forward together because of favoritism, mistrust, and unsolved grudges that continue to force a rift between their older children. One of the main points of contention between Robyn and his elder children has been Kody's partiality. Many of Kody's older children feel marginalized and unheard, from enforcing house rules to making decisions that appear to benefit Robyn's biological children. They contend that an unjust family dynamic has been fueled by Kody's preferential treatment, which has generated mistrust and animosity. Some kids believe Robyn's influence pushes Kody to support her side, making them feel alienated in their own family, and this apparent bias has widened the gap. Reconciliation with Robyn has become even more difficult as a result of this partiality. Christine and Kody's daughter, Michael T. Brown, had a close and encouraging relationship with her stepmother at one point. Robyn had a vital role in Michael T.'s life at key times, such as when she married Tony Padron and had their twins, Archer and Ace. As a sign of their close relationship, Michael T. even asked Robyn to attend the birth. Michael T. was one of the few of Kody's kids that had a good relationship with Robyn for a long time, demonstrating sincere concern and respect for one another. The Brown family was greatly affected by Garrison's death, particularly Michael T. and Robyn's connection. Michael T. implied that the circumstances during Garrison's burial caused a significant rift between her and Robyn in an eye-opening Patreon post. Although she did not provide specifics, the tone conveyed feelings of disappointment and hurt, suggesting that a major fight had place during that emotional period. This change was a turning moment because, in stark contrast to their tight relationship before, Michael T. began to separate herself from Robyn. The family found it more difficult to reconcile after Garrison's death heightened already existing tensions. In addition to causing sorrow, Garrison's passing revealed deeper rifts in the family dynamic. Michael T.'s shift of perspective toward Robyn demonstrates how tragedy can reveal unsolved conflicts and conflicting allegiances. Grief and emotional stress intensified disagreements, straining what had once been a helpful relationship. The intricacy of blended families coping with loss is reflected in this rift, where relationships can change and scars can resurface. Michael T's open Patreon post highlights the psychological toll on all parties and the continuous fight for harmony in the face of suffering and loss. Following the untimely death of Garrison Brown, Robyn has talked candidly about feeling more cut off from the rest of the Brown family. She and her kids feel like they've been kicked off, as if they were voted off the Brown family island, she disclosed in a recent Sister Wives episode. Robyn claims that following Garrison's death, things drastically altered and she and her children were excluded from family get-togethers and discussions. Robyn, who has long aspired to forge closer ties within the bigger family, has suffered greatly emotionally. The distance between Robyn's family and the others is widening. Robyn has talked about feeling ignored, and she believes that other family members' lack of understanding and support has exacerbated her feelings of loneliness. She has made an effort to remain involved and connected, but the emotional distance has only grown, leaving her and her kids feeling more and more alone. This case emphasizes the challenges that blended families frequently face, especially when coping with bereavement, broken relationships, and conflicting ideas about what constitutes family unity. Robyn continues to encourage Kody to try to mend his tense relationships with his kids. She has expressed sincere concern on recent Sister Wives episodes about the developing emotional gap between Kody and some of his 18 children. Robyn frequently expresses irritation that he isn't doing more to reach out, and she has questioned his lack of effort in reuniting. Despite the difficulties they are currently facing, she has publicly encouraged him to accept responsibility and try to mend those strained ties, stressing how crucial it is for him to be more involved and present as a parent. Sister Wives star Kody has demonstrated a hesitancy to make significant attempts at making amends with his kids, despite Robyn's unwavering encouragement. He has acknowledged that he feels excluded by certain children and stated that he is only eager to interact with those who are open to him. Additionally, Kody has made it clear that he will not cut ties with Robyn in order to mend those connections, indicating that his devotion to her will always come first. The marriage is at odds because Robyn feels he should be doing more to close the distance with his kids instead of waiting for them to change their minds. Janelle Brown discussed her relationship with Robyn Brown, her former sister wife, and Kody Brown, her ex-spouse, on Sunday's Sister Wives special. She sat down opposite host Sukanya Krishnan. Or, more precisely, Janelle's absence of a connection with these individuals. Kody and I can still have a great friendship. On June 1st, Robyn stated on television, "I never really had much of a relationship with Robyn," adding, "I don't harbor any animosity or resentment. I simply have no interest in getting to know them." This looks very reasonable. However, Krishnan pressed the matter, inquiring as to whether Janelle had any specific examples for her disinterest in being friends with these former members of the multiple family. "I could sit and converse with them. That would be acceptable. If everything was surface level, I'd be okay with us, talking to them. It's not a huge deal," Janelle clarified. "I simply won't go to lunch with them or be friends with them." Robyn stated on the same show that she is tired of being held responsible for everything. Robyn said to Krishnan that she felt tormented by her previous sister wives. "I think there's a lot of focus on me. I truly grow quite weary of it." Over the course of 14 months, Janelle, Mary, and Christine all ended their relationships with Kody Brown. And all three explained their choice by pointing to the star's obvious fondness for Robyn. Robyn suggested that the three focus on something else in this new episode. "I sincerely hope they will all prioritize their personal relationships," she remarked, "and resolve those relationships without mentioning my name." Janelle responded that she was simply done when asked why she couldn't have a connection with Kody and Robyn. "That's all. I don't require it. I'm not interested in it." Janelle reiterated, "I'm not looking for it," stating that the difference in personalities was more important than a lack of trust. "I simply don't like them. I'd rather not know them. They are not people I want to be friends with. I simply dislike them." Does this imply that Janelle, who has expressed her gratitude for letting go of Kody, is done with her ex-boyfriends for good? Janelle just said, "I don't want to be friends with them." Comparing their lives now to the beginning of the multiple family more than 20 years ago is really dangerous, according to Janelle, who reflected on their time together. She remarked, "Hell, It would probably be very different if I were marrying someone like Kody right now with all of his history and perspective and everything. Kody Brown has earned a reputation as one of Sister Wives' more peculiar cast members. All of his ex-wives have now gone on, but he never had a good relationship with any of them. The first to leave him was Christine, who later married David Woolley, her true love. Kody reflected on his initial encounter with David following his marriage to Christine in the most recent episode. It surprised me that Kody thought well of David. He described him as probably a decent person and a great guy. Kody also went into great length regarding whether or not he wants to date Christine and David soon. The way that Kody behaves differently around men and women is unexpected. Even though he is typically fairly ruthless with his ex-wives, he was genuinely rather kind while discussing David. Sister Wives. Christine considers her unusual preoccupation with Kody. Recently, Sister Wives star Christine Woolley talked candidly with Sukanya Krishnan about her unhealthy fixation on Kody and the family. She went on to say that she feels strange and ashamed of her actions. It was unjust to her and the family that Christine would make extra effort to amuse Kody. In the process, she was losing herself. They had to plan everything just for Kody since he would never change their timetable. Christine went on to say that he had no reason to respect her and never did. She feels bad about the way she lived at the time. Sister Wives. Kody says he wants to go on a boys' trip with David Woolley because he likes him. In the most recent Sister Wives Season 19 Tell-All episode, Kody discussed his third wife, Christine, and her new husband, David Woolley, in great detail. At the time, he came to terms with the fact that David appeared to be a wonderful person and, ideally, a nice one. Kody gave a startling response when the host inquired if he would be interested in dating Christine and David. The host also inquired as to whether he could picture himself going out on a double date with David and Christine. I don't know, but personally, I am very forgiving, Kody continued. He will therefore have no trouble going on double dates with David and Christine. He clarified that he spoke with David and found him to be a really pleasant companion. He had the naughty idea that he and David ought to go on a lads' holiday together, but he believed it would be really unhip for Christine. Kody went on to say that while he knows it won't be fair for her, he still thinks it would be wise to spend time with David. It surprised me that Christine was okay with Kody and David becoming friends. It would be good if they could just be friends, she said to Suki. The presenter then talked about how Kody felt the same way and even hinted at the possibility of them traveling together. Christine's companion David disclosed, "We could do that." The two would enjoy themselves, according to Christine, who was even cool with it. Although it's not feasible at the moment, Christine even mentioned that they might go on double dates in the future. In the devastating aftermath of Garrison Brown's heartbreaking passing, the Brown family has been irrevocably shaken, not just emotionally, but relationally, with old wounds reopened, tensions reignited, and alliances more visibly fractured than ever before, especially when it comes to Robyn Brown, the most controversial wife of Kody, and her position in the family dynamic following the loss of a beloved son. As fans around the world continue to grieve Garrison's untimely death, one question echoes louder than any other in the minds of Sister Wives viewers and the wider polygamy-watching community, which if Kody's children still maintain any kind of connection or good standing with Robyn, especially now? It's no secret that Robyn has long been seen by many of the children, particularly those from Christine and Janelle, as the wedge that drove the family apart, the favored wife whose relationship with Kody came at the expense of his bond with his older kids. And now, after Garrison's death, a tragedy reportedly preceded by emotional isolation, estrangement from Kody, and silence from some members of the family, the lines have never been clearer or colder. But even in the wake of grief, there are whispers that not every Brown child has iced Robyn out. Some remain cautiously in contact, others maintain polite distance, and a few may even be working behind the scenes to mend what's broken. Yet still, the divide is staggering. Garrison's brothers Gabriel and Hunter, for instance, have been unmistakably firm in their stance. Gabe, especially, has made it publicly clear, from on-camera breakdowns to subtle but pointed social media choices, that he does not maintain a relationship with Robyn and views her as emblematic of the imbalance that plagued their childhood. After being essentially forgotten during his birthday and seeing Kody's attention lavished on Robyn's children instead, Gabe has built what appears to be an emotional wall, one few expect will crumble, even in the face of shared loss. Hunter, while more private, has also reportedly cut off all direct ties to Kody and Robyn, finding solace instead in the companionship of his siblings from Janelle and Christine's households. Paedon, Christine's outspoken son, has been one of the most vocal critics of Robyn, frequently airing grievances about favoritism, hypocrisy, and the power dynamics he believes Robyn manipulated for over a decade, and he hasn't softened since the tragedy. In fact, Paedon's TikToks and live streams following Garrison's death hinted at ongoing resentment toward those who, in his eyes, stood by while Garrison spiraled. His statements, though not always tactful, point to a belief that Robyn had opportunities to help mend things between Kody and his older sons, and didn't. It's clear Paedon sees her as part of the system that failed his brother, not as a grieving stepmother. Then there's Maddie, Janelle and Kody's daughter, who, while more reserved in public commentary, has been selective with her associations. Maddie remains incredibly close to her mother, Janelle, and to Christine, and she has not been seen in proximity to Robyn or Kody in recent years. Her social media tribute to Garrison was heartfelt, raw, and full of love, yet noticeably devoid of mention of Kody or Robyn, further signaling the deep rift. And Mykelti, Christine's daughter, once thought to be more neutral, has complicated things even further. Mykelti does maintain some contact with Robyn, a fact that continues to baffle many fans, given her mother's ongoing estrangement from both Kody and Robyn. Mykelti has always had a unique position. She lived with Robyn at one point, helped care for Robyn's children, and reportedly still respects her as a maternal figure. But even Mykelti has had to walk a tightrope in recent weeks. In her live streams, she's acknowledged the difficulty of navigating grief amid family divides, and while she hasn't publicly blamed Robyn, she's also stopped short of defending her. Her husband, Tony Padron, has been slightly more transparent, subtly indicating that they are trying to stay out of the fray, even though that neutrality appears increasingly difficult to maintain. Then there's Aurora, Brianna, and Dayton, Robyn's biological and adopted children, who remain steadfastly loyal to their mother and Kody, but whose relationships with their step-siblings seem nearly non-existent. In the early days of the show, there were sweet moments of blended family bonding. But over the years, those memories have faded, replaced by silence and separation. Aurora and Brianna have rarely, if ever, appeared in photos with Janelle or Christine's kids since the pandemic era tore the Brown family apart. Sources close to the family say there's very little, if any, direct communication between Robyn's kids and their half-siblings. The tension, it seems, has trickled down to the next generation, and Garrison's death hasn't necessarily served as a bridge, but more like a mirror exposing how far apart they've truly grown. Isabel and Gwendolyn, Christine's daughters, have also made it clear that the relationship with Robyn is strained. Gwendolyn, in particular, has been open about her disappointment in Kody's behavior and the impact it had on her mental health. She's also spoken about the power imbalance in the family, once stating that Robyn weaponized emotion to maintain her position. Isabel, who famously underwent a major surgery with minimal support from Kody, has not been seen with Robyn in any capacity and has not given any indication that she would be open to reconciliation. As for Savannah, Janelle's youngest, she remains perhaps the biggest mystery. Sweet, thoughtful, and largely private, Savannah has endured some of the deepest betrayals, like being forgotten by Kody on Christmas, and viewers were heartbroken when Janelle tearfully revealed just how much that abandonment had hurt her daughter. Savannah's presence at family events is rare, and she is not believed to be in contact with Robyn. Many fans suspect that, like her brothers Gabe and Garrison, she quietly absorbed the pain and let it form her perspective going forward. Now, Garrison's death has only deepened those fractures. Despite the tragedy, Robyn was not photographed mourning with Janelle or her children, nor was there any indication that the broader family came together to console one another across lines. Robyn did speak briefly in private circles about the loss, and insiders say she was devastated, but whether that grief has translated into outreach or reconciliation remains unclear. Some say she's afraid to overstep. Others believe she's waiting for an invitation that will never come. And then there's the elephant in the room, Kody himself. His devastation over Garrison's passing has been undeniable, but his relationship with his surviving older children is still in tatters. And many believe that until he acknowledges the role Robyn played in the family's unraveling, not as the sole cause, but as a contributor, no real healing can begin. Some of the kids reportedly blame Kody and Robyn as a unit, seeing them as a team that protected their own bubble at the cost of the rest of the family. And Garrison, who died while reportedly estranged from his father, was part of that tragic collateral. The grief is complicated. So, who is still on good terms with Robyn?